Hey guys, so I want to talk about definition and labels and limits we put on ourselves and others, and labels and limits others put on us and people around us. This is like a complicated one to hop into. Anyway, I was on a live stream the other day and I was talking to people and they were like, "Hey, what's your sexuality? What's your sexuality?" And I was like, I kind of just like who I like. Sometimes that could be a girl, maybe. Sometimes whatever. I just like who I like. I don't really like labeling myself and kind of putting myself in a box to limit myself. And people were saying that's fair, but labels can be restricting, but they can also be fun and cool. And I totally agree. I totally agree on that. But what I've noticed with labels is that throughout my life, whenever I've labeled myself as things, I've kind of cut off the opportunity for me to change from that, because I would tell myself, I'm already this thing. I can't try that because I'm already this, because I I can't be productive because I'm a lazy person. I can't be this because I can't be all the things I want to be, because I'm not the kind of person who strives for what they want. I'm not the kind of person who's productive. I'm lazy. I'm this, and this. And the thing is that we often take labels that were given to us throughout our childhood from like parents, for example, and they're like, "Oh, you're lazy. Oh, you're this. You're just so like stubborn. You're so frustrating." And we take that and we believe it because, as kids, we don't know any better. We learn our truth from what we're told and what we soak in around us as children, because, that's kind of where we learn everything. That's where we take everything in. That's where we get our source of information growing up. And so all my life I was told I was lazy, I was procrastinative, I was all these things. And, that actually trickled like deep into my psyche and bled through in everything I did as an adult. And I wouldn't be able to do the things I wanted to because I'm like, no, I'm a lazy person. I'm not productive. I'm not capable of this because I'm this and this and this. And I already have this definition for myself. And whenever we give ourselves these definitions, we don't give ourselves the permission to kind of exceed past that. So I do think labels are fun. I do think labels can be fun, but they can also be very restricting. Say, like, you could be like, oh, I'm so open-minded. Like, that's a fun label, Or you could be like, oh, I'm a Virgo, or I'm a Leo, I'm a Cancer. Like, these are fun labels. But again, whenever you're hit with a label that's like, oh, you're stubborn, oh, you aren't willing to change your ways, you're just like this, you accept that and you're like, well, no, I can't change my mind because that's just who I am. Because I'm a stubborn person, because I'm not open, because people have told me I'm not open-minded, because people tell me I'm this, because I've seen in the past has been a pattern, and it's shown me that I'm this, and it's proved to me I'm this, so I must be this. And through that, we don't give ourselves the opportunity to, again, get past that. We don't give ourselves the opportunity to become something different, because we're like, oh, well, I'm already this. Say, you go around telling people, I'm straight, I'm straight, I'm straight. So maybe you like somebody, or you could have been in a beautiful relationship with somebody of the same gender, but you'd affirm that self so much to yourself that you're like, no, that's not possible. But like, what if you had like a beautiful relationship? Like, you're limiting yourselves, you're putting these like blocks around you, these definitions around you that aren't necessarily always true. Which something like, or it could be switched the other way. Maybe you're like, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, so I can't possibly be into the opposite gender. When in reality, it could be a fluidity, or it could be a spectrum. We limit ourselves in so many ways, and it's so interesting. And one second, it's just, we continuously put a cap on ourselves whenever we tell ourselves, oh, I'm not capable of that. Oh, I can't have that kind of life because that's just not for me. I'm just not that kind of person. You are taking so many things away from yourself. You're taking so many beautiful experiences and potentials from yourself. If you just kind of not been like, oh, these are my limits. In reality, we don't really have limits. The only limits we have are the ones that we give to ourselves, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Sorry, I had my video was crashing for some reason, but you can see these celebrities, and I bet you they've never like looked at themselves and thought, I can't be a celebrity, or I can't do this thing, or I can't be this person who's in front of crowds. And you know, if they would have, I bet you 90% of celebrities, 90% of people in a field you might want to be, have never thought that. They've just gone for it, you know? You can't put limits on yourself. And then, like, you just can't put limits on yourself. Like, for example, say there's somebody in a high research field in neuroscience, like, and they're highly regarded, highly all these things. You don't think they started their journey to that thinking, like, oh no, I could never do that. I can never learn about neuroscience. I can never discover new things. I can never do this. Like, no, they just went for it. They didn't, or 9 times out of 10, I mean, there are people with self-doubts who do make it regardless, but it's like, whenever we put limits on ourselves, we subconsciously just put a cap on ourselves. So we are not challenged to continue. We're not challenged to keep going. We're not challenged to improve as people. And that's one crazy thing that, like, I don't ever really see people talking about, is how we put caps on ourselves, or how our parents or family members growing up put caps on us. Again, when they're like, oh, you're just lazy, you're just this, you're just that, you'll never do this, you can never have that. And then we believe it, and we never achieve it, because we let others put because we let others put this definition on us. And you know, it's insane to me. It's really crazy to me that we do this. And you know, sorry, that's my cat. I hadn't realized how much I'd done this until I realized whenever I would tell people my aspirations, and they would look at me and go, that's not realistic. You can't do that. You can't do that. That's not realistic. And then I get mad. I get so angry. I'd always get so angry when people would tell me I couldn't accomplish the things that I wanted to, because I've always had a really, really high aspirations. And then I would like let others know about it, and they'd be like, that's unrealistic. You're unrealistic, Leilani. Like, you're not, this is the real world. And then it's like, you turn around and you think, well, what about all of the other people who have achieved those things? If it's realistic for them, why can't it be realistic for you? For me, why can't these things, why do only certain people get to have these things? And you think about it, and it's because these people probably didn't tell themselves, I'm not capable, and let them stop right before they started. You know, it's not the people who are successful in specific fields that think, oh, I'm not the kind of person to do this. Because you could look at all these aspirations you have, all these things you like want to do, and there's a 9 times out of 10 chance, 90% chance, you're not going to do it if you stop yourself at the beginning and be like, oh, I'm not the kind of person who does this. I'm not the kind of person who can do this. And of course, it's not saying that, like, oh, if you believe that, you're doomed to never have it. No, you just change these thoughts. You just think, well, what caused this limit in the first place? Who told me I couldn't? Was it myself? Was it my parents? Was it the people around me? Who told me I couldn't? And why did I believe that? Because, again, you can't let these people, these thoughts limit you. We're limitless. Essentially, you can choose to listen to the things people around you are telling you, and you can lead a life that you are not exhilarated, you aren't excited about, you aren't happy about, and you'll be on your deathbed like, shoot, I really didn't have a satisfying life that I enjoyed. Or you can be like, screw that, screw these limits people are trying to put on me, screw these limits I'm trying to put on myself. If these people are capable of it, if these people can be these things, if these people can change as humans, if these people can be more mature, if these people can be wiser, if these people can go from being an awful person to this kind of person, why can't I? Why can't I? You need to stop and think. The human brain is so incredibly malleable. From a neuroscientific perspective, it is so incredibly malleable. You know, I actually was reading a book, and our habits and our personalities are kind of like trails in snow. The more we walk along it, the deeper they become. But we can choose to not walk those paths. We can choose to walk another path and create a new one. And the more we repeat that, the deeper they become, and the more we change. And the snow's still going to be falling, and it's going to, over time, snow right on top of those previous steps. And over time, you can change as a person. You can be anything you want to be. You can be this... You can be open-minded, you can be mature, you can be a good person, you can be an honest person. Maybe people all your life told you you're dishonest, you're no good, you're not a good person, you're not honest, you're all these things. You can change. And I was told things like that. I was told things like that growing up, and I was just like, well, I'm just a bad person. That's just how it is, because everybody in my life tells me I'm just this awful person, so that's what I must be. And I continued acting like that. And then when, like, over time, I'm like, this is so silly. This is so silly. I can literally be anybody, anything I want to be. Anybody can. Look. Okay, so I've been talking about personality and career-wise. Anything. You can be anything. See, if you want to be a productive person, look at people who were not productive before, who were lazy before, who were deemed not good before, and look at that person as an example, the one who's changed, the person who's become these things, and be like, hey, wait, if they were that way and they became the way I wanted to be, why can't I? Same with a dream career. Say this person came from no money, they came from no opportunity whatsoever to be these things, and then suddenly they'd switch their lives around and they became these things. Why can't you? Why can't you be a good person? Why can't you be honest? Why can't you be productive in a way that you want to be? That is, productivity can be toxic. I'm not saying like capitalist sort of grind productivity, but why can't you be these things? Why do you have to be lazy? Why do you have to put a cap on your success? Why do you have to put a cap on your personality? Why do you have to put a cap on yourself? Because you're the only one doing that. Sure, other people might feed into it, but you're the one doing that. And to loop back around to whenever people would tell me I wasn't capable of things, it would make me angry. I was like sometimes you have to pause and go, wait, why does it make me angry whenever somebody tells me this? Hey, sorry, my computer keeps crashing for some reason, but you have to go and think, well, why does it make me angry when people tell me I can't be these things, when people tell me these specific things? And you have to go back and think, what are the limits? Why am I listening to them? That's why it's making you mad. It's making you mad because you want to be these things, and then people are telling you can't be, and then you're internalizing that, and it's making you mad. So you have to go sit yourself down and think, well, I'm going to have to make a decision. I'm going to have to stop believing all these things people are telling me, or I can believe them and be miserable and not achieve the things I want to in life, and not be all the things I want to be in life, and not be all of these things. Like, you just don't have to listen to people telling you it's not realistic. You don't have to listen to these people telling you you're an awful person, you're just damned to be that forever. You don't have to listen to that. You don't. You can go around and change and prove them wrong, prove everybody wrong, be that good person, be that thing you want to be anything. Because it is you putting that limit on yourself. These people can't put limits on you. These people's words, they can't actually touch you unless you let them touch you. That's a weird sentence, but these people's words can't get to you unless you let it. So you have to sit yourself down and make that decision on whether you're going to let these people decide your life for you or not, or if you're going to let your limits decide your life for you or not. Like, at the end of the day, it is down to you to take the cap off yourself and be these things that you don't think you can be, because you can be anything you want. Look at all other people who've done it. Anyway, peace, guys. I hope this finds who it needs to. And if you guys have had I haven't been asking you guys this lately because I guess I've been forgetting, but if you guys have had experience with this, I would love if you shared it with me. If you've had limits all your life that you like realized one day, like, hey, actually I don't need to abide by these, and you like pulled a 180 with yourself in your life, I would love to hear about it. I love to hear your experience, because I really do. I sometimes struggle with this, and I'm getting over this kind of thing myself, and I would love to discuss things with you guys. I would love to hear about your opinions, and I'm learning from you guys just as much as you are from me. I really like this philosophy on all my videos, so if you ever see one of my videos, please give your perspective on what I'm talking about and how you can relate and how you've been through something or how you've overcame it, because I love to hear about it. I just forget to ask. Lately I've been forgetting to ask, but yeah, guys, share your experience on this, and I'd love to talk to you about it. Peace.